Welcome everyone. This is Unforgiven 2001. So I got the whole pay-per-view booked out. So let's run the show and let's see how things go. So Val Venus is being interviewed about WWF when Justin Credible interrupts. Justin Credible goes, "Unity? You've been coasting on sleaze and towel jobs since '98. You're not a locker room leader. You're a leftover." Val Venus goes, "Coming from the guy who needed a kendo stick and 200 fans in a bingo hall to feel relevant. I'll take that as a compliment." So tension builds, but referees step in. Credible throws his toothpick at Val and walks off. And JR in commentary goes, "Val Venus just got a wake up call from ECW's most obnoxious loudmouth." And this got 25. And this is the pre show, by the way. Aguila walks into frame. Quiet intensity, crowd settles. He goes, "Kidman's good. Good for a guy who keeps both feet on the mat." So he smirks. And then Aguila goes, "But the sky? That's my territory. That's where I live." He knows it. Everyone knows it. He goes, "Next time we meet, he better look up, because I'm already gone." And this got a 25. So yeah, most storylines on the pre-show are going to be A promos, and they're going to be also with either wrestlers that haven't had a storyline recently, or they had one like on Heat and it just started. So that's why you're seeing all this on the pre-show. In a terrible pre-show match, Spike Dudley defeated Aguila by pinfall with an acid drop. This got 35. Kidman was watching the Aguila Spike Dudley match, and he looks unimpressed with what Aguila was claiming he's such an expert at. And this got 25. Billy Gunn is being interviewed when Lance Storm interrupts, cutting him off cold. And Lance Storm goes, "If I could be serious for a moment, this is why ECW was better. While guys like you were flexing and making dumb faces, we were perfecting the craft." Billy smirks and fires back, "Perfecting? You mean perfecting being boring? If I wanted to watch a guy with the charisma of a paper plate, I'd turn on public access." Lance Storm goes, "I came here to restore honor, not get in a shouting match with a punchline." And before he leaves, Storm challenges him. "You want to prove you're more than a joke? Meet me in the ring this Thursday on SmackDown." And this guy, 27, Lance Storm worked the crowd while using the freedom to improvise to his advantage. Uh, Billy Gunn struggled uh, he he was following the script. He didn't say anything when I booked it, so. Lillian Garcia's interviewing Trish, and she goes, "Trish, last week you rushed out to stop Ivory's post-match attack on Tori Wilson. Why did you get involved?" So Trish Stratus is composed. She goes, "You know, Lillian, I worked hard to earn the respect of the women's division. I couldn't just stand by while Ivory picked Tori apart after the bell. That's not competition, that's bullying. There's no place for that kind of behavior in women's wrestling anymore. Not in my locker room." So Ivory storms into frame, and she goes, "Well, isn't that sweet? The little Barbie doll found a conscience." So Trish's smile fades, and as Ivory walks around her, she goes, "You think you're some kind of locker room leader now? Just because you got your own entrance music and a few hair flips on your highlight reel? Newsflash, Trish, this business isn't about hero complexes or playing dress up." So Ivory gets face to face with Trish, and Ivory goes, "You want to stop me? You really want to prove you're more than a poster on some teenage boy's bedroom wall?" Trish goes, "You want a match? Name the time." Ivory grins, and she goes, "Oh, I will. Next week, WWF Heat. No makeup, no one way. Just you and me in the ring. Let's see if you got anything besides a pretty face." Ivory walks off, and Lillian Garcia goes, "Strong words from Ivory. Trish Stratus, no hesitation. We'll see if this confrontation becomes something much bigger." And this got a 40. Mike Awesome is in the ring, claiming Scotty 2 Hotty is weak and a joker. Awesome claims Scotty can't compete with him until Scotty runs out, ducks a clothesline, and drop kicks Mike Awesome out of the ring. Before Mike Awesome can leave, Scotty says, "Why not try to hurt me in a match right here?" And this got 34. In a decent match, Scotty 2 Hotty defeated Mike Awesome by pinfall with a jumping bulldog. This got a 53. So I forgot to get the in-ring performance of Aguilar and Spike Dudley. I'll just have to remember. But honestly, the pre-show, it was the pre-show match, so that's one thing. And it's not like either of them were going to be outdo the main event. I don't think. So Crash's Holly is in the ring, going on an interview. Tommy Dreamer comes out, enters the ring. After some back and forth insults, he attacks, laying Crash Holly out. Hardcore comes out from the back in the ring and cleans house, saving Crash. And this got 32. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Hugh Morris defeated Al Snow by pinfall with a powerbomb. This got 55. Backstage, Steve Blackman stands alone in a dimly lit hallway wearing his black martial arts gear, kendo stick slung over his shoulder. He speaks in a calm, deliberate tone. No music, no hype, just cold intensity. Steve Blackman goes, "Rhino, you've been running through people with that gore like you're some kind of unstoppable animal." He pauses and stares into the camera. Goes, "But I don't care how hard you hit. I don't care how wild you are, because I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to talk tough. I'm here to fight." So he tightens his grip on the kendo stick and goes, "You want to make a name for yourself? Try going through me. Next week, one on one. Let's see if your gore can match someone who doesn't flinch." And he walks off without another word. And this only got a 37. Like I said, I got I got to build up these wrestlers. Some so can't just do match because I will get dinged for that. Um, I think. So the Dudley Boys are in the ring, having just issued an open challenge to any team with the guts to face them. Suddenly, D'Lo Brown's music hits. The crowd pops as D'Lo walks out, mic in hand, with Mark Henry following close behind, looking fired up. D'Lo Brown goes, "Oh, you guys must have hit your head on a table too many times because you forgot just who the hell is still walking around in this locker room." So crowd cheers. D'Lo paces the stage. He goes, "You want to fight? You want someone to answer your little open challenge? Well, guess what? Me and the world's strongest man just so happen to be looking for a couple of loudmouths to shut up tonight." Mark Henry nods and cracks his knuckles, staring at the Dudley boys. D'Lo goes, "You may be kings of the table, but we're about to show you what happens when power meets attitude. Bubba, Devon, get ready, because you're looking at two guys who don't back down, and tonight we're coming straight for you." Mark Henry grabs the mic. He goes, "You boys like to break things? Tonight we break you." So the Dudley boys had their challenge answered by D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry for the WCW Tag Team titles. This got 31. In a decent match, the Dudley Boys defeated D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry when Bubba Ray pinned D'Lo with a powerbomb. So they successfully defend the titles. This only got a 49. In a bout that had great heat and decent wrestling, China defeated Canyon by pinfall with a powerbomb. During the match, we also saw Shane McMahon run in and attack China. This got a 55. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Rob Van Dam defeated The Godfather by pinfall with the frog splash. And this got a 53. Camera cuts to Mike Sanders backstage, standing tall and composed in his WCW gear. Mike Sanders goes, "Rob Van Dam, ECW so-called hardcore champion. I've seen you run wild, flying around like a maniac, but where's the discipline? Where's the technique? You might represent ECW, but this title belongs in the hands of a real athlete. This hardcore title is not a trophy for chaos and reckless abandon. It demands respect, precision, and control, qualities that neither ECW nor WWF seem to understand these days. So here's my message. Next week, I'm coming to take that hardcore title back to WCW, back to the land where real athletes compete and real champions rise. RVD, if you want to keep that belt, you better be ready because discipline beats chaos, and I'm ready to prove it. So Sanders smirks, and then the Titantron shuts off. Or back to ring action. And this got a 45. In a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, this was not supposed to happen. Jindrak and Stasiak defeat the Hardy Boys when Jindrak pinned Jeff Hardy with a mark of perfection. The match also had a lot of interference because this match I already promoted it as just a tag team match. So Stacy and Lita interfered, but were not in the actual match. It was supposed to be a six-man tag, but I had already promoted it as a tag team match in pre-booking, and that's why it was this way. Although I could have sworn I had already picked Matt Hardy to win it. I've only must have done that when I set it as a six-man tag, because you can't change matches in pre-booking like I thought you could. In about that fantastic heat and good wrestling, Diamond Dallas Page defeated William Regal by pinfall with the Diamond Cutter, and this got a 65. In about that had great heat and good wrestling, Chris Jericho and Kane defeated Sean O'Haire and Chuck Palumbo when Jericho made Chuck Palumbo submit to the Lion Tamer. This got a 64. In about that had great heat and good wrestling, Booker T defeated Christian by pinfall with the Harlem Hangover. This got a 68. In about that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, The Undertaker defeated The Big Show by pinfall with the Tombstone. The Undertaker successfully defends the WCW US Championship. This got a 70. So it's going to come down basically to the triple main event, the WCW US title, the WCW World Championship, Triple H and Kurt Angle, and the WWF Championship for me to get a good rating on this pay-per-view. The match is over. The Undertaker walks over and offers his hand as a sign of respect to Big Show for putting up a great fight, and the two competitors shake hands, and this got 63. In an exceptional match, Triple H defeated Kurt Angle by pinfall with a pedigree. Triple H successfully defends the WCW Championship, and this got 79. A video plays hyping Stone Cold and The Rock. This got 70. In an unbelievable match, The Rock defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin by submission. The Rock wins the WWF Championship, and the match got 78. So, what was the final grade for Unforgiven? A 75. Okay, so The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H all got in the 80s. So I'm going to praise all three of them for a great performance. I'm not giving anyone a hug because no one got 90 or higher. The Rock seemed pleased. Steve Austin was happy. Triple H was very happy. You know what? 75 for a pay-per-view, it's not bad. Also, Christopher Daniels left developmental. He's now on Heat, so you'll see him in upcoming episodes, at least on Heat as development. Not as developmental, but oh whoa. DirecTV was unhappy. Unforgiven, wing test, drug test fees, Heat. Val Venus goes, I have no minimum. You need to put me stronger for a while, or I'll be dead in the water. Brian Clark, the contract of Brian Clark is up for renewal. Okay, so there's a lot to do because a lot of contracts are ending, and a lot of them are developmental. Um, some are at least the Heat roster, if not the main roster, and that I'll do off screen. Johnny Ace has left WWF. Okay, Stephanie McMahon is back, and Brian Adams' contract is up. Okay, so Maven and Nydia are joining the roster. So let me make Maven and Nydia official, going to OVW. And there were a couple of developments. Steve Blackman was given a stern warning regarding his behavior. Nothing noteworthy happened from it. Randy Orton was given a slap on the wrist for breaking locker room rules. Bob Orton Jr. was happy with this result. So yeah, so I got to. And it looks like the next pay per view in October is going to be WCW Halloween Havoc. They won more interpromotional matches. Let me double check that just to make sure. WWF 3 out of 8, WCW 4 out of 6, and ECW 2 out of 4. So yeah, when it comes to percentages, um, WCW won. So it will be WCW Halloween Havoc at as the next pay per view. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you did, and next time I um, record an episode, it'll be the fallout from Raw or the fallout from Unforgiven on Raw. Until then, good night, everyone.